From the jungle they rumble to be sure that their city won't crumble. They may not be the best, but this adventure will put their mettle to the test. Savage Stampede's a rolling thunder. They're gonna put the few trees under. While they're laying the force of nature. Watch out for they're the Power Rangers. Let's go. These rangers are wild, they battle with style. Let's fight. A stampede's coming, the vicious and cunning. This misfit team has a head of steam, but they're the ones we count on. Let's win. The Savage Stampede's making history.
There we go. Hello, and welcome to Power Rangers Savage Stampede. Episode 16. When last we left our Rangers, Harrison and Teddy had made a startling discovery. While the other four were back trying to get Dez to give up Tammy's location. And that's where we'll pick up. After Harrison and Teddy had left, Derek, Gabe, Natasha, and Dez were all still in the command center and attempting to get information out of Dez about Tammy's location. Derek, how are you trying to do that? And
Yes, we just need her to talk. We need her to tell us how she communicated with Black. We don't need her to actually do anything.
Okay. She's down, and I give him the exact location where she is. Here's the key.
Was anyone else expecting that to be harder? I was kind of expecting that to be harder.
I don't.
Derek's a little suspicious, but
Des, what's going on?
he's not that concerned.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead and get your answers. We'll get this done.
And you're definitely okay with it, right? Because I know she's important to you.
Literally not that important.
Is he possessed again? Is there like a different fox thing in
No.
his brain now?
There's like a really minor eye roll from Derek when he says that because he reads the mood on Dez,
No.
but he
I know
knows
this.
Dez won't open up about it.
What is she? Who did she sell you out to?
She sold me out for a chance to get a life in another multiverse.
Oh.
I know that one. That's the look of somebody who literal sister. That's the look you give your sister when you know she's done something that you can never forget.
Hmm. So go ahead and do whatever you need to with her. As far as I'm concerned, it's just me again.
It's not just you, and it hasn't been just you since you became a part of this team. And if you need to deal with it by yourself, then fine, but if you want to reach out, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I'm here. So
Thanks, Gabe.
yeah. Derek, do you want Natasha and I to come with, or
You two go ahead.
Yeah, but give me
I
a
think-
second. There's something I want to talk to Des about in private.
yeah, sure. I'll go polish Peacock's tap shoes or something.
Um, you go with Derek. I'll need to talk to Daz after.
Right. Okay. Word of advice.
I get Des first. Hold on now.
No. He
I
said
said
after.
after.
He said after.
Listen,
we don't need.
Do I need to get the deli counter? You guys can all just fucking go.
Yeah.
For all I care.
Just take a number.
How was it? I knew what was going on. I promise not to kill him. I'll help you shut his tail, though.
So once they leave, what's Des doing right now?
I don't know what we have this command center. I don't know what we got for like a look of it, but Dez is leaning against something.
Des, you're kind of sitting. It's very makeshift. Technology was brought in. It was it naturally there's like a pool almost where you could kind of like see down into the Shayla uses to kind of scry the area around Turtle Cove. But they brought in a bunch of like computers and chairs and tables. It's very field grade. It's very field grade, like military looking almost. So there's like makeshift. There's like actual like fold out tables, and there's computers everywhere. And there's there was a really nice hollow projection table, but that is presently in half thanks to a certain somebody punching through it.
Thanks, Moose Man. All right, so Derek is gonna kind of keep it brief. He's just gonna kind of look right at Des, say, "So a life in another multiverse, huh?"
Yeah.
I might be reaching a little bit, Des, but I know you two had similar upbringings, being alone out there. But if someone offered me a chance to see my parents again, even if it was another multiverse with my sister, I don't know that I wouldn't have taken the same deal. And he just kind of taps the table a little bit and leaves.
Derek, as you kind of come out, Gabe and Natasha are kind of standing by the doorway. Gabe, I'm assuming you begin to walk with him, and Natasha, you go back in. Okay, that's where as you two kind of walk off, Natasha, you come back down, and you see Des. I'm assuming you're still leaning in the same spot.
Yep. Shaking my head a little bit.
You're basically sitting on. You're kind of leaning up against one of the tables that's kind of set in towards the middle of the room.
I
mean, if
or it's like towards the corner almost a little bit. It's got several computer like laptops on it and stuff.
If I can, I'm probably gonna be. If I had a spot in mind, it'd probably be. If I remember, the reflecting pool had the like lion face over the top of it, so I'm kind of leaning up next to where that reflecting pool is.
Okay, so that would be kind of towards the back of the room then.
Yeah.
You kind of come into the back of the room, and you're leaning against a table that's kind of just sat there. It's got basically several boxes on there. There's screens on the boxes themselves, and and it's pretty heavy, so it's actually holding the table down really well. So you're able to just lean right on the table, no problem.
Natasha will like sit on the other side of the viewing pool opposite of Dez and look, trying to give him space, but look at him and be like, so do I have to apologize again, or did you hear it while you were possessed?
You don't have to apologize. I heard enough. You know what? I've heard enough apologies for a lifetime.
That's good. I just want to know because then we can start this conversation being honest with each other.
Okay.
Do you honestly, truthfully, believe that you're alone?
Yeah. If I
Why?
family doesn't let family walk away, yet Derek was willing to let me walk out of here. Not to mention,
When
he
have
just told me that he would sell the rest of us out for a chance at a life in the multiverse with his family again. So, you tell me.
I don't. I think that I have a lot of family. Any city you go to, you can find some of my family. And sometimes family aren't what you think they should be. Because at the end of the day, they're people. And just like you fail the people you care about constantly. We have a lot of expectations for what family should be. But sometimes family is the people that get up every day and choose to keep dealing with your shit when they don't have to. So let me ask you again. Do you honestly think you're alone? Because you were in there when we had that conversation about whether or not we had to kill somebody to get you back. You saw the work I did to convince them to do it, go against every moral that they had for you, chase you down when you had every reason to be off this team. If it was anybody else, not only would they not be a Ranger, but they would be in jail 2 times over for the shit you pulled. But you know why we've never questioned whether or not you should be a leader? Why we tell you you can be every day? Why I believe in you now, even though all the shit that we've been through, we probably should want to kill each other. Because I have an understanding that I care about. The only person that doesn't understand that is you. So we're going to sit here and have an honest conversation like two grown-ass adults until we can figure out how you can see that we care about you.
You see Des start to break down. As like, it's something. How could I feel like I'm worth it if every other person outside of this group has told me that I'm not?
Sit down. Let me tell you a story. When I first got to Turtle Cove, when I was about 16, my granny had me volunteering for the school I work at. I didn't want to do it. Fucking hated it. I was mad. I barely just got out of federal prison. And these kids were so fucking annoying. There was this one kid especially, Dante.
Of course.
Most baddest kid you will ever meet. Disrespectful, never listen, always ready to fight somebody. Mind you, he was like a 7th grader. So I was like, why are you angry? And me and Dante butted heads every single day because I'm here trying to tutor him and he's getting on my last nerve. And then Miss Alcala talked to me and was like, talk to him. I don't want to talk to this kid. I just want to get there, get my community service hours done and go. And then I did talk to Dante. And I found out Dante's dad had just left. I actually just went to prison. His mom was always working. He had a bad relationship with his older brother. And he was mad because it felt like no matter what he did, the only time people paid attention to him or acted like they cared about him is when he was tearing shit up, when he was knocking things over. The only time his mom talked to him was to yell at him after he got a call from school. And in that moment where I was dealing with everything I've dealt with in my life, I looked at that kid and realized, oh, this is somebody who's never been told that they're worth something, who's never been poured into by somebody. And you know what? I started actually talking to him, telling him he was worth it, that he was somebody, that he could be something, trying to build up his self-esteem. We fought together. We talked together. And I still get calls from Dante. He's in high school now. He's doing real well on the football team, working out that aggression. And he thanks me every time we talk because I poured into him. And I'm sorry nobody was there to do that to you as a child. That nobody was there to tell you you were worth something or you were somebody. But at the end of the day, you are. And if I have to remind you every day that you are worth something, that you're a person of importance, if I have to knock on your door every day, no matter where you're sleeping, take you out to breakfast and tell you that you're worth something, I will. Because at the end of the day, I wake up every day and choose to keep going because the people I care about, including you.
As you're listening to this, Des, how are you? Describe Dez's emotions throughout this, kind of his inner monologue a little bit.
I mean, like, this is the first time anybody said these words to him outside of the year that he spent with Tammy. And until part of him wants to wholeheartedly believe this, but having just had that person who he had the closest connection to basically rip his heart out, he's waiting for that other shoe to drop, or to, because the words are great, but until it's done, he's kind of not willing to buy into it.
And how
We
does
fought
he?
a literal god for you.
Can I see like this expression on his face?
Give me an insight check.
I'd say you could take edge on Des because I don't think he's hiding it too well.
I was gonna ask because my community helper background is specifically in social work.
That would be that would give you.
with
You
children.
could probably
Let's
roll
see.
a specialization with that. Yeah.
Porto did
that'd
say
be-
too that Des broke down.
Yeah.
Working with sad teenagers is what she wants to do.
Yeah, and she's got a prime example right here.
Oh Jesus. Pages.
You could read that as either alertness or streetwise, whichever you wanted.
Never thought about it. I guess there's not like a really good emotional intelligence skill.
There isn't, no.
Technically alertness, but like
That's
they
like a blanket,
I mean, I
though.
guess you could put a specialty in alertness that is along those lines, but
You could also do the same thing with streetwise too,
true.
Yeah.
because you paying attention to body language specifically. That's more of a learned street skill than anything else.
True.
That's my mental justification for it, at least. And you
Like
do
in
have
everywhere else,
you do have 6 story points if you're wanting to give yourself up shifts or anything like that.
like everywhere else, that would just be insight. Like that is what it is specifically.
It would normally just straight up be an insight roll, yeah. But in this system, you could either
You don't have it.
you could
They
either
didn't-
roll you could
yeah.
either roll alertness, and if you had a specialization in insight, or streetwise with a specialization on insight, stuff like that. Yeah.
I wonder if they thought about throwing a 5th S in there, because there's definitely feels like there needs to be some sort of emotional intelligence or something.
Well,
That-
that should
well,
be social.
That's social. Yeah.
That's
but
why.
there's no,
that's
like,
why to me.
skill
That's why to
within
me,
it.
streetwise would be make the most sense. So you're reading personalities and.
I mean, social. Because there's the 2 halves of social. There's the reading, but their social can be more your ability to placate others and live in that world.
They really just need to add. I think that they do in the book actually straight up say that insight falls under alertness.
They do.
Probably.
But I would allow either one, whichever you wanted.
I don't know. I think there were easy skills that they didn't include. That they maybe should have.
12. What is your? Would that succeed there for you?
What is that? I mean, what is she looking at? I guess what would
Mannerisms.
you say that?
Mannerisms, I would say, like how you're, whether or not you can determine it. I wouldn't know exactly what to roll up against that because it wouldn't necessarily be.
No, it would be against either my smarts or social, and it doesn't beat either one.
Yeah. You get the sense that something.
I'd say
You get the sense that he's dealing with something. You're not able to get a good read on exactly how he feels.
I'd say that if that was the case, she would probably like move closer to him, or they're at least on the same side. Just sit next to him and be like, "I was willing to kill a man for you. At least talk to me about how you."
Harrison, we're picking up a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I've been watching that. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. I'll just mute for now.
That sort of looks down at the ground. I want to believe that you guys are here for me. I want to be a part of this team. But every second that I think about every interaction that I've had with everyone, it's like can't tell if you want me or you want the morpher.
If it was for the morpher, we would have given it to we give it to somebody by now. Let's be honest. We've had your morpher. We've had it multiple times. It's you. It's always gonna be you. It's you because you're smart enough to know where to go when we needed to fight the spider. It's you because you're the only person that understands where a lot of these monsters are coming from. Because you've been desperate and done bad things. It's you because you're real and honest and willing to work on what you've done wrong. It's you because you're brave. Somebody who runs in towards danger even when they're scared. It's never been about the morpher, at least not for me. It's you. It's always going to be you. I have seen a lot of people struggle. I've never seen somebody want to struggle when they don't have. Because at a certain point in your life, you have to stop punishing yourself for the shit people forgave you for.
Keep waiting for me to fuck this up. And I feel like I'm doing that every day. There's sort of wipes the tears out of his eyes. Let's just get through this and
No. Like I said, we're acting like adults. If you're emotional, be emotional. You're not on the streets anymore. I'm not going to stab you if I think you show me weakness. I care about you. And if you fuck up tomorrow, if you do something bad, if you sell me out or you run away, I'm not going to stop caring about you.
get the job done.
This conversation isn't over. She stands up and offers you a hand.
I mean, wouldn't she be? In my head, I'm
She's
picturing
sitting
like,
down.
yeah,
she's sitting up.
like he's leaning up, he's still like standing.
She still does it more of like it's more of a like let's go type shit.
Yeah. Okay.
As I'm assuming you reach out and take her hand, Des?
Yeah, we're walking.
All right. As that does, the scene shifts. Derek, Gabe, the two of you teleport into the city, and you teleport just a little ways down from the subway entrance. Following Des's instructions, you kind of come around and you see it, and as you kind of walk across the empty platform, each of you give me an alertness check.
Alertness.
It's been so long, I don't remember what all my perks do. Give me a minute.
Nice.
And Gabe's on high alert.
Don't think I have anything that helps with alertness.
Well, that's my one good roll for the night, guys.
No attack rolls for Gabe.
Yeah. Get fucked.
Both of you are on edge. Each of you kind of coming in, caution taking over. You hear what sounds like footsteps coming down the tracks. As you kind of sneak up and kind of peek your head around, you see a silhouette with its back towards you.
Huh. That's not ominous at all.
How much of the silhouette can we see?
It's dark.
Specifically in the head area.
It's got a hood up. It's very generic, almost looking, kind of like a long robe looking thing.
It's the Ranger Slayer. We've walked into a trap.
I hope
Without a
not.
tank.
It's okay. We're both dodge tanks.
Not
Except-
wrong.
Except not really. That doesn't look good. What do we do?
Don't morph yet. Let's try to get a little closer to see who it is.
Right. Yeah. Close to the ominous figure standing right on a train track. That always turns out well in the movies.
And then he is gonna get on the morpher. And he's gonna communicate. Hey guys, we got a strange hooded figure down here at the location where Tammy's at. Need to use some backup just in case. But stay back. Don't come to our direct location. How accurate is our teleporting, actually? Have we ever hashed this out?
It's pretty accurate, but it gets less accurate if you start trying to bring into the sub-level stuff.
Okay, because that's all I want. All I want is to communicate with them that when they teleport in, that they're back several yards from us, like they're away.
Oh yeah, they would need to be. They would actually wouldn't be able to even teleport in here, just like you guys couldn't.
Okay, sweetness. That's close enough.
All right.
So
I need
Derek relays that.
I need each of you to give me infiltration checks.
Oh,
Right.
fuck me.
Because that is totally a thing I have ranks in.
All right. Probably should have went ahead and morphed, but it's fine. It's fine. No. I mean, yeah.
As you
I
guys
could
are,
re-roll the skill die, but there's no point.
I mean, you literally rolled the highest you could on it.
I should have put more than a D2. 14's not terrible.
No.
4 is.
Oh no.
Gabe steps on a rat.
You, Gabe, you
He
actually
steps on the third rail.
You literally, as you kind of end up stepping on an abandoned
Blowhorn of what?
no, it's an abandoned bag of a Swifties of the local Swifties. You got an abandoned Swifties bag sitting here, and you step on
Is
it.
that a fast food? Is that a fast food thing? Because ew.
Yeah, it's a fast food thing. That's the fast food joint that Mythic Order came up with.
Okay.
God.
Oh,
It's
gross.
You step on it. It's empty, but it a loud crumple,
As soon as he
and
starts,
it echoes. The figure turns, and you see a silver helmet as it
Wait.
begins to rush you.
I don't recall. Was Silver on our side or?
There was
No
This
idea.
isn't
silver
this
that
isn't a
was.
Psycho Ranger. As you
Okay.
guys kind of
No.
get a good look at it, it's almost like a chrome plated, and it has a triangular visor that goes up back here as well.
This isn't
Almost
the one Silver
almost
Ranger
like the
that-
hands of a clock.
Oh. Wait, is this the Silver Ranger that Tuxedo masked us?
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Whoa, 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 buddy.
They pull
hi.
out. They pull out. They pull out this. They pull out these blasters and they're pointing them at you.
Derek's like ready with his pistol. Dude's
I
got
gave us
guns.
his hands up like no harm. I mean, we mean no harm.
Wait, this dude has seen Gabe unmorphed.
Yeah, at least Gabe.
Comes up. A woman's voice echoes, kind of comes through, and she goes, "Derek Thompson."
Yeah, you trying to bring guns to a fist fight?
And she
Put
puts her
those away.
she puts her stuff away. She goes, "What are Savage Stampede Rangers doing here?"
Come and have a chat. What are you doing here?
Hoping to change the future.
I'm trying to decide if Derek would even be interested in that or if he'd just be like, nope, too much science.
So the future, there's a important thing from the future here in this part of a subway, because other than that Swifty's bag, I don't really see a whole lot going on down here.
Is it us or is it Tammy?
It's Tammy. Power down. A young Asian woman. She has a solid metal arm. And you can kind of she's wearing like a tank top. And she's got like a badge right here. And her arm kind of like basically looks it's definitely cybernetic. You can see kind of bolts into her skin.
Ooh.
She goes, "Time Force." She goes, I'm Time Force. My name's Triyu Chang."
Eh.
Time Force Chronos.
Pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the 21st century. I'm Gabe, if you didn't know that.
I do.
She saw
your
you unmorphed.
your movies are some of my favorite.
Wait, movies?
Why'd you have to stroke his ego?
And she literally just like face palms like, "Oh shit."
Oh, okay. Am I like more of like a leading man or more of like a character actor? Because I have thoughts.
I
Okay,
can't tell.
focus.
I-
Focus.
It's not the
Gabe.
time nor the place.
Right. Good point. Okay, right. We're both here to see Tammy.
I
So
know.
really?
I know you're here to see Tammy. I just didn't realize that was today. I was hoping to get in there. And retrieve the data disk before Psycho Black can take it back.
Data disk. Des didn't say anything about a data disk.
Well, we're going there to get Black's location to take him out. So you can have that when we're done.
Okay. I will wait here. Keep an eye out for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Twee, you said?
Triyu. Yes.
Trio. Sorry, Trio.
Yeah.
I appreciate you trusting us. Make sure you do they still have IMDb? Because never mind. Don't need to know. Right.
Derek like grabs Gabe by the arm and like pulls him like, come on.
Gabe's, "I have a movie career." That's what he focuses on in this moment.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not if your yammering gets us killed.
Right.
don't know who else is here.
Mission important. Right. Fate of the universe.
You,
Psycho Rangers.
you she kind of posts up. She posts up and she's kind of watching. She's very militaristic about it. She's looking. You can see it, and she does have a handgun out and is ready to act at any time.
Okay, let's try to make this quick then, because she seems very, Trio seems very, very, very tense, and I'd prefer that she not be.
You open the door, and you see Tammy kind of she's like sitting on the corner, and she's basically reading like this old, almost decrepit looking magazine, and she doesn't even look up. She goes, "Did you guys bring any food?"
No, but I brought you a grenade to get you back for the one you threw at me.
What? You're not Des. Oh, you're that guy I
No.
hit.
Or not.
That guy I hit that one time.
Yeah, I need some information.
What do you need to know?
Everything you have on Black and where to find him.
Why did I know that was coming?
We're not your enemies anymore, Tammy.
I know. It's just... It's not easy to explain. Because I didn't work directly for Black. I worked for one of his cronies. Worked for...
Do you know this
Okay.
crony? Sorry, do you know this crony's name? Where to find them?
You're not gonna believe me if I tell you.
I
ride a hot pink peacock into battle. I'll believe a lot.
I died fighting a yokai. I believe just about anything at this point.
The mayor?
That tracks.
Yeah, no, actually that does track. Fuck.
I worked directly under her. She gave me all my missions.
Side note, is Mayor still alive or was she killed? Or was it just the principal that was killed?
It was the principal that was killed. The mayor's still alive.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. Wasn't it the superintendent that was killed?
That's
Yeah,
the
your
same
principal's
thing.
still alive. It's the superintendent that got. Was the superintendent of schools that got.
I knew I should have checked in on that fucking mayor sooner.
Damn. Okay. How did the mayor get in touch with you?
I got caught and got arrested.
I would
No, I don't mean like how are you recruited? Like how did the mayor? How did she give you like your missions or whatever?
I was to report to her office once a week at midnight on Fridays.
Okay.
And it's been past that, so she knows I'm compromised.
I would actually like to use one of my background perks. So I can roll insight to see if people are lying to me. But I guess
Okay.
it's not technically insight, it's gonna be alertness.
Yeah,
And you have edge on it.
I
Yeah.
do.
you would get an edge on that.
I do. That's like the worst roll all night. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She seems like she's telling the truth, but her expression isn't changing much.
Derek
She
chalks
looks
up
very
his
down.
like
She looks very downtrodden, but she is maintaining eye contact.
Derek chalks up his suspicions to his 2 concussions and moves past it.
His 2 concussions and like running on energy drinks.
Derek, quick sidebar.
Yep. What's up, Gabe?
Okay, so it wasn't what we were hoping for, but it's something. We already had our suspicions about the mayor. And I know Harrison has some suspicions about the police leadership. Do you think it's connected? Like a
I mean,
conspiracy?
It has to be. Fuck it,
Okay.
let's go Batman the Mayor. Like the Sunny. It's always Sunny music plays and it just says the gang kidnaps the mayor.
Okay, that's one option, like kidnapping the mayor and like waterboarding her. An option, but not very Power Rangery. What if we like?
We just want to talk. I just want to talk.
Okay. How? If you think it'll work, I'll go along with it. I'm just saying that if we maybe want to work with Harrison and figure out, how deep this runs, then expose or threaten to expose the mayor, then maybe she'll be more willing to talk
I want to have
and leave it straight to
Harrison
black.
dig up some blackmail on her first. But
And then
we're
Gabe
just gonna have a chat.
And then Gabe gets a nosebleed because that was the deepest he's thought in a long
Yeah.
time.
That's how you should have taken down Inspector Javert.
So, yeah, I think Derek actually knows about the stuff that Asher compiled. He doesn't know the details, but he knows it exists. So he definitely wants to go to Harrison and use that to try and connect it to the mayor.
Yeah, Harrison still has that. It's up on the animarium. So
Right, so he is gonna get on the comms, say, Harrison, hey, I need you and your skills in the file that Asher compiled. We kind of, we gotta blackmail the mayor. So anything you can connect her to with all the corruption you've in Asher already tracked.
Any way I can help with this? I've just got to finish something up really quick and I'll up command base.
That works. What day is it now? Rent in game?
It's been it's been like a week and a half since the Shadow Omens thing.
What day of the week? I mean,
it is Wednesday.
I need it by Friday.
No problem.
Okay.
Cool.
Do we want anything else from Tammy? I don't think we're gonna get much else that's helpful, but unless you can think of something.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Tammy. I heard you got a data drive. We're gonna want that.
You guys have it.
All right.
do. Oh, okay. Okay.
Good
Yeah,
enough for me, then.
the new guy took it.
Oh, okay. Oh. Right. I knew that. Well, thank you for
She
being
kind
honest with that.
She kind of sniffs a little bit. Why do I smell?
You can smell Gabe's fear from lying.
She goes, why do I smell a female?
You can smell people by their sex.
Are you sure that's not just something Gabe stepped in?
humans put off different pheromones based on your gender. Yes.
Weird.
You guys smell like you've been near a female within the last 10 minutes or so. Is there one outside?
No, we just came from the animarium.
Yeah, we
where
teleported
we
up the
have a
animarium
female ranger.
and a female advisor.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do I have to stay here? Can I come with you? You guys can lock me up there, but I'm pretty
If it's
sure
any
that
consolation, I told Dez to put you in an SPD safe house.
yeah,
that
I'd say
probably would be sasafer. I feel like it's only a matter of time before Black finds me, and if he finds me, while I don't have my bangle, I'm fucked.
I kind of feel like that should be between you and Dez. I kind of get the feeling. But then again, yeah, don't want. We've already. Derek, thoughts? My brain hurts.
What's the current time?
Right now it is 7:30 at night. It's been kind of a long day.
Very long day.
Gabe, teleport her back out to the Animarium with you.
Right.
I'm
Are you
gonna look around for a bit.
gonna? Okay. Please, have you teleported recently? Because I really don't want you to throw up on my shoes.
You already
Tele-
have Swifties on your shoes. It's the same thing.
The bag was empty.
Can we stop at a Swifties? That sounds delicious.
God, she's just like Dead's.
You know what? I will see what we have to eat at the Animarium. Do you have any allergies or dietary restrictions?
No.
Pork chop surprise it is, and he teleports them away.
If you
Our
don't give
cat-
them a ham sandwich,
Is her species canonically lactose intolerant like cats?
Yes.
Or because they're half humanoid?
there would be lactose intolerant because most humans are too.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
It was one random mutation that should have been white people that made us not lactose intolerant.
Most people on the planet are lactose intolerant. There's a small subgroup of people that can drink dairy, that can have dairy.
It was a random mutation that should have been scanned somewhere in Scandinavia.
So once they teleport out, Derek is gonna step out back into the trainway there.
She goes, so you teleported Tammy away, huh?
Yeah. We already have a copy of the data drive.
Oh,
Don't
not how it was
get your
supposed to-
hopes up.
that's not how it was supposed to play out. Maybe the future is changing already.
I'll give you a copy when we believe we can trust you.
That's fine. You do what you need to do. She pulls out this thin, just like it's just thin drive. And it literally looks like it could plug directly into the bottom of your phone. She says, if you plug this into any cell phone, you can get a hold of me. Any cell phone from this time period.
All right. So we meet again. Derek just kind of takes it and then teleports back to the Animarium.
Harrison, Teddy, the two of you have taken your time to kind of review the schematics, working together. Harrison, and you kind of looking it over. You've since received your phone call from Derek, and Teddy, you were there to hear it.
I'd just like to try one more thing. Can I spend an idea point and a story point to maybe take one more closer look at this for a spark of inspiration?
Yes.
I'll use the idea point for Edge, and I'll use the story point for
So you're wanting to use a story point?
and an idea point together.
Okay.
Sure.
If that's okay with everybody.
Do it up. Get us
So
the
a shift-
info we need.
Shift up and an edge.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's much better.
So you go through the back end and you find a translation. You pull in from like you pull up you actually grab one of the squadron servers that is, or one of the squadron devices that are sitting right there, and you pull the data off of it, and you pull the translation data off of it, and you load it up onto this other server, and you're able to fully translate the disk. And you're able to fully translate the disk, and it basically reveals a very convoluted plan using some form of ooze to act as a selection process to find psycho soldiers that will be perfectly obedient. And it has a list of names. Among this list, several key figures stand out to you. The mayor, several individuals from the mayor's office who you're familiar with, half the police force,
No kidding.
several key individuals within the public sector, and you're seeing everything. The names are beginning, and something in your mind clicks, and you pull out that file because you've been kind of carrying it with you. You pull out the file and you start looking at it, and every single name that Asher had compiled is on this list, and then some. And things are beginning to make sense.
Am I among those people?
You are not.
Eddie, I think we have a big problem.
I would agree. If
The ooze is described as being a deep purple, while the ooze that seems to come off of you is almost like a light blue.
That gives me a sigh of relief. Everybody else seems to be a sleeper for the psychos.
well, I do believe we have a lot of people to address as potential threats for us.
I might want to give some of this information to Kruger. With SPD, I don't know.
I don't
trust
know how
anybody
much
that's an official.
Looking over the list, Kruger isn't on there, obviously, right?
No, Kruger's not there. Nobody from SPD is.
This is all just local police force.
This is all city officials.
This city.
Every person here works for the local government.
Are there any SPD like names attached with that? I know you said police force, but
not that
no
you
SPD?
none of the. If there is, you wouldn't recognize their names. You've only met like 2 SPD agents.
Okay. How many names would you say there are, Rend, in total?
About 300.
Holy Jesus.
There's entire departments that are. This is a big city. Like this is not a small town. It takes a lot of bureaucracy to run it. And it's some of these names, like one of the names, Harrison, is the guy who picks up your garbage. and you talk to him you talk to him once a week and say hi to him. You've known the guy for 4 or 5 years. You had no idea.
Can I by chance make a roll to see if I notice anybody from SPD, because I get an edge on any knowledge tests on cities that I've lived in?
Yeah, go for it.
My nomad influence. That would... You say culture?
Yeah.
Ugh. Garbage roll. All right.
$15. You don't see any names from SPD that you recognize.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with them anyway. I just
No, they're not
recently got
really.
on the force.
They've really only been tied into this city in the last 2 in like the last year and a half. They basically they expanded out a lot after the Grum invasion, and have begun to like set up in different cities, in different states.
I'd like to copy the data disk.
Okay. Roll me a technology.
Just straight tech.
Yeah. You get it copied right over in its translated form.
Then I'm going to get a hold of Kruger's direct line.
Daddy will give him the direct line.
Kruger's as you kind of call him, and you're calling him from one of the mobile platforms, from one of the consoles in there. Both you and Teddy are kind of standing there. His face appears on the screen. What can I do for you?
Well, I know we haven't talked much in the past, Mr. Kruger, but I have some data on Psycho Rangers, and it seems like they may be using sleeper agents within the local police force through a purple ooze as a conduit. They're planning on using Ranger power disk energy to create psychos that can be controlled and manipulated. And I've made a copy of the data disk, and I feel like you may want to look it over.
I'll send an agent to come and get it. That's too precious to transfer over directly. Don't transfer that over the wire. That's too dangerous.
Of course not. That's why I contacted you directly. But I'm also not entirely sure. There's over 300 names on this list, and I don't know if anybody in SPD may already be involved.
Certainly nobody from this city. I'll be sending someone from here.
That would be perfect.
How soon will they get here?
They'll be there tomorrow. It'll take us a little time to prepare the shuttle.
That'll be fine.
Roger that. We'll keep it safe until then.
Kruger out.
Harrison out. All right. Can I take one more look at this bracelet, or should we save that for later and just go straight to base?
We gotta regroup.
I agree.
If we have all this information, we need to share it with the group.
I agree. Is there anything in this outpost base that may be a safe that I can lock the bracelet and the discs up in?
Yeah, there's the mobile lab itself has a data safe that has not had a code set. You could theoretically set one.
One data safe?
Yeah, it's a safe. It's literally just like this big box kind of stuck in the corner.
Is it mobile?
No. It's built into the wall itself, essentially.
I do not want to use that. Right, let's get up to base.
So, if I am remember correctly, Natasha and Dez are still over at the main hall. Gabe is teleporting up. Derek is the only one who is still down on the ground, correct?
No, I teleported up. I ended the conversation, got the little dingle dongle, and
Yep,
transported.
we're actually about to. We're
teleported back up.
actually. So
Okay,
our sheet
so
at
everyone's coming back.
yeah, at the end of that, our scene shifts. Gabe,
Mhm.
you and Tammy teleport in to Peacock's cavern. Peacock looks very surprised. His head kind of turned sideways. He's kind of looking down at you. And you hear in your head, "Don't scare me like that."
Sorry. I wanted to make sure I brought Tammy someplace where she wouldn't surprise Des by showing up suddenly.
Oh,
Um,
took her to
Tammy,
the
this is
side. Take
Peacock.
her into the
Peacock,
side.
Tammy.
Tammy kind of looks up at it and she goes, "That's big."
Yeah, he big boy. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, no, just. He goes, "Put her in the side room. I'll take care of her."
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go see about that pork chop surprise. Be back. Might have ranger stuff, so if I don't take too long, just have Peacock show you where the pantry is. Yeah.
She walks in. She walks into the side room, and the side room has been basically set up. Like each of your guys' side rooms have been basically set up like small dorms. They got like little fridges and stuff in there, and like little portable burners.
Nice. Okay. So that happened. Between you and me, big guy, there's tension. There's tension going on. Between her and Dez, which I mean, there's tension between Dez and everybody, kind of. Yeah, I'm a little confused actually. But don't worry, it's all gonna it'll all work out. It'll all work out. We have a lead on Black. We're putting things in motion to take him down once and for all. So you know what? I'm feeling good about this. I'm feeling good about this.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Gabriel, are you okay?
Don't ask me that because if I think about it too much, the answer gets much more complicated.
You've been stressed. You've been letting yourself stress out too much lately. You're not acting like yourself. And his head kind of pivots a little bit, and he goes, "Remember, I chose you for a reason. You're a good person, and you care. You have a tendency to wear your heart on your sleeve, and that's okay.
Right.
And you do it all while being fabulous."
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
Stop being scatterbrained and be fabulous.
You know what? Fuck yeah. I was born to be fabulous. And you know what? A time traveler let it slip. I'm going to be in movies. Plural movies.
Because I can see it.
Right?
He's not gonna shut up about it for like weeks to anyone else.
Yeah, no,
on the team. Gabe is gonna ride this wave till we die.
Well, you know what? If I get an Academy or an Oscar or whatever, fuck, it could be a fucking Drama Desk Award. I'm gonna thank you, buddy. Because you're right. I am fucking fabulous. And you know what? Even if I'm feeling stressed and the fact that, all the crap happening is kind of my fault, so what? So what? I'm gonna make it. When I fuck up looking good.
He lowers himself down. Full body sets down to where he's kind of sitting on his feet. And he lowers his head all the way down to where his eye is dead even with your face. And he goes, and you can, his eye is, you can see your reflection in it.
Mhm. You
look worn out. You've got worry lines. This is the first time you've actually had a chance to really stop and just take a look at what is happening to yourself. And the last time you looked like this was when you thought your parents were going to get a divorce. That's the level of stress that you were starting to feel, and you got that kind of worry, and it hits you in that moment. That he goes, "Do you see what you're doing to yourself?"
Yeah, I do. I
kind of brings his head closer and as close to a hug as he can give you. He goes, "You'll be okay. Your strength is in your heart. You are much stronger than you give yourself credit for."
Thanks, big guy. I might not see it right now, but if you do,
I think there's somebody else here who would also see it.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Yeah. That one would not be with you if she didn't think you were something special, right?
She's a special one, but you're right. She's got really good taste. She's got superb taste. So I must be something.
Yeah. Buck up.
All right. Oh, and if you tell Fanny about this conversation, I am taking away your iPod for 2 weeks.
And Tammy's just kind of sitting in the corner just looking and is listening to this whole fucking thing. She goes, "That was beautiful."
Oh, I didn't realize we had an audience. Hey, comfy in there? Did you find the snacks? Most of it's low carb, but I'm sure I can find.
She's literally eating carrots at this point. She's like, she found your carrots and is just munching on them.
Okay, cool. Right. I promised you a delicious pork chop surprise. So I'm gonna run to the fridge and I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay, don't take your time. I'll just eat everything in your mini fridge in the meantime. I'm starving.
Cool. Yeah, Peacock, just keep an eye on her.
She won't get out of the cave. Don't worry.
Well, I don't care if she leaves the cave. Just don't let her touch my Blu-rays.
Fair enough.
Okay, cool.
You come walking.
Everyone is just willy-nilly with the fugitive on this team, apparently.
You're the only one concerned about it, so I don't see what the problem is.
Well, if she betrays us again.
At this point,
if she gets slammed,
all
she's
six
gonna
of
ass beat again.
At this point, Des, Natasha, your guys' conversation took a little bit. And you guys did kind of take like a walk around. You guys, as you guys are kind of coming back around, you see Teddy and Harrison exiting the science lab. Both of them have very, very, very serious expressions on their face. Harrison, Teddy, you see Des and Natasha. And shortly after that, you see a yellow light kind of streak down, and You see Derek kind of materialize a little ways away. Then there's a pink one. A pink one had just kind of come across, but it came over by the Zord caves. You guys all interact or what?
Anybody president accounted for?
Gabe is not here just yet, but the five of you are together. Gabe is that little interaction that's happening at that exact moment.
All right.
Derek goes up to Harrison and he tells him, "We need to make a copy of that data drive, but you need to stash it, secure it, and keep it somewhere safe."
Already done.
No,
Speaking of,
like another one.
On a third?
speaking of drive,
You want a third. Why? Yes, Natasha.
The silver.
speaking of drives, Natasha pulls like a thumb drive out of her bra. I forgot I had this for a while.
What is that?
Evidence that our mayor is corrupt. I fully forgot to swing back to this.
Well, there's plenty of evidence that she's corrupt on this data disk.
Well, that makes our third thumb drive. We don't need to copy it. All right,
No,
good.
Oh no, this is from her kids too,
No,
like in-home
need-
information.
No,
So
we
she's
need
involved with
that
Black.
thumb drive. We need a copy of Harrison's thumb drive.
Can do that.
Silver Ranger showed back up, but I'm not giving it to her until I know we can trust her.
Silver Ranger. Who's that?
You remember the dude that
Teddy.
the Chimera Ranger told us about, the one that was stuck in her morph?
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
What the
I love Teddy.
Here.
No.
He's the only member of the team with less brain cells than Derek.
Who is this?
I feel like Mitch was there for that episode where we explained her deal. I don't.
I was.
Session.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't remember. Teddy doesn't remember.
Were all doing the fight, and me and
No.
Teddy were like back on the other side of the map, like we got this, guys. We'll take him. And like
No,
just
now
getting our
she
asses
showed
kicked.
up
No,
when we were on the beach with the half turbo, half other Red Ranger who's like, "Oh yeah, that's my friend who was stuck in her morph."
Oh yeah. Still Teddy doesn't remember.
yeah,
He barely
Teddy.
remembers that.
Teddy doesn't remember. Mitch probably remembers, but Teddy. has
No,
idea.
no, I did not remember until you just said it now.
The Red Fusion Ranger.
I feel like I'm the only person who watches back episodes.
Yes. You definitely are, because I don't.
Yeah, I definitely don't rewatch our stuff.
I
I-
started, but I'm really behind.
I'm
We say
weird
so
about
many
seeing
things, I feel
myself
like
on
I
camera.
have to.
100%.
We say so much random shit that becomes canonical. I feel like I have to.
But anyway,
Right.
yes, Teddy needs explanation.
She's from the future, or an alternate timeline, or an alternate timeline that is the future.
Yeah, but this one demorphed. That's why I'm not helping her.
He
Wait.
did say
Until
that
I
she
know
was
more.
stuck in the morph.
So she was stuck in her morph, yet you saw her demorph?
Yep.
That's what the red dude told us.
That makes 0 sense.
Don't read too much into it, Teddy. We just fought like a god. A made up ghost being that's not supposed to really exist.
I mean,
She might have dealt
with
with that problem
all
while we
this-
were watching.
with all this corruption and backwards nonsense, I kind of am just starting to look at everything as I don't trust it. If it's not like the 6 of us or someone we trust explicitly, I think they're bad.
Derek's
That's-
been there for a while now.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, unless you
Why
can
would-
show me proof that they're good, I think they're bad.
story of
While
my
they
life.
were talking, Natasha just like stuck the thumb drive into like the nearest kid that she has and just posted the information online. Just let's see what happens when you ruin the bear's life.
Uh,
Oh,
That's gonna go real well.
It's at this point,
Natasha.
Gabe, that you kind of come walking up, and you see your 5 companions, and
Natasha.
Natasha's like,
Eric is like screaming at Natasha.
Don't do that.
She already
Yelling.
pressed enter. She already pressed enter the moment y'all turned around and saw what she was doing.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Just be
wait.
tactful about it.
We needed to wait until Friday. Now the mayor's gonna go underground and we're not gonna be able to meet them.
Whoa, 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 whoa! We seem a little heated. What's going on? What's going on?
and Natasha, what's actually on that disc is
What do the kids put on there? I never.
It's
actually
just
looked.
it's a lot of financial records and a video that out of context sounds incriminating, but could probably
Yeah, like
it could
she's
probably
not-
be
this is like
explained.
regular evil
It could probably
stuff.
be explained away fairly easy.
Yeah, like this is like regular evil. This is like sabotaging a mayoral campaign stuff.
Yeah, it's got some financial records in there that look sketchy as all hell, but
I mostly did this. To
I
help
mean,
the kids out
it
that
was
I said would help out.
literally gathered by a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. So
Not great. I mostly did this to help their dad out with like the custody thing. This has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Okay. So all I'm hearing is we have multiple angles we can pursue. It's just a matter of collectively agreeing on what's the best one.
I told the kids that I would do this like a couple weeks ago, so like
We've had a lot on our plate. I don't blame you that you're a little behind on that deliverable.
So
Listen, make the copy. Keep that third copy somewhere safe that only me and you will know about.
I mean, Des is just gonna take a look at the financials for a second, because he is that nerd. You said it's sketchy, but like, what is jumping out at him? Is it like
give me a
inadmissible?
streetwise whirl.
Did he dump everything he had into FTX?
I mean, could I just use investigation?
Yeah, I'll allow it because you're specifically investigating the financials to make a look at it. You're doing accounting work. Des the accountant.
Oh, that was almost
Is
real
the
good.
mayor into NFTs?
Oh, it is good.
Is he running a scam? Is that what's happening?
That's a 21.
I see that. So, several transactions are much larger than these data transactions kind of go back 6 to 7 months. And in the first couple of months, you see there's one transaction, recurring transaction that really stands out to you. It goes to a company that you know is bankrupt and doesn't exist anymore.
How would Des know that?
How would Des know that? Because you robbed them. You and Tammy had robbed them in one of your early shenanigans, and they like the building has been empty for at least 2 years. But somehow they're still getting financial records and financial transactions.
Kind of scrubbing that, seeing that. Is there a bill of sale? Since, like you said, we robbed them, so obviously the company was sold. Is it like pocketed shell corporations? What are we looking at here? I kind of pull Harrison over as I'm starting to like point out the unusual transactions.
I would have both of you. I would have one of you roll another investigation check. with edge, because one of you're basically helping each other at this point. Whoever has the higher one can roll.
Investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be
You-
alertness.
Alertness. I got a D4 in alertness.
I mean, I have a specialization, so if the D4 plus I'm gonna be rolling a D2. So worst case, I mean, your call.
And
It's
do you
better
guys
to-
do have story points? Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
How
Might be
many
better for
stories?
you to. We got 5 left.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, if you guys are cool, would we burn
Yeah,
a story
go for it.
point here?
It's
Go for it.
important.
All right. Make yourself roll with edge and an upshift.
Okay.
15. It and Harrison, you know that like you recognize the company as also being like they went bankrupt like a year after you moved here. And were sold, and this is looking like somebody's putting stuff out through like shell companies and stuff like that. And as far as you remember, they were bought by one of the local pharmaceutical companies that like the mayor's cousin runs.
Any point on that data disk, can I make an alertness check to see if this company has been mentioned in there?
You could actually, because it's on a data disk specifically, you could actually make a technology roll.
Okay. I would like to.
Because you would specifically be searching for key phrases.
I also like to burn another idea point in this instance.
Okay.
I'm not wasting story rolls.
Waste.
The cousin that is the CEO is on this list.
All coming together. So, to the matter, I don't know if you guys know this, but Black's got several sleeper agents within the police force, local organizations, the mayor's cousin, all appear on this list of people that the Psycho Rangers are planning to use for this experimental technology.
How deep does this go?
A lot deeper than we want to dig, but we're gonna go there. So, an attack plan.
I need that drive and all that stuff I told you about by Friday.
I'm on
We're
it.
gonna blackmail the mayor.
Is that really the way we want to go if she's backed by Black?
How else are we gonna get to him? Like one way or another, like we can't stay on the defensive. We have to take the fight to them, especially if there's another psycho coming after us.
Need to be ready, though.
Derek, have you looked at this? Have you looked at the information on the screen at all?
He's like glanced through it. He didn't dig into financials or anything, but he's looked through what's up.
The
like,
name on that,
at
like so
this.
the name on, because Harrison pulled up the list, basically the list.
He would have like scanned through the names that are on like the main screen, but that would be it. He wouldn't be like going through the full list. He would just be whatever is shown at that time.
Your dad's name's on it.
Shit.
Interesting. He's
Is it-
very dead. So
Wait,
As far
foster
as
dad?
you know, no, biological.
Oh shit.
Your biological dad's name is on that disc.
Did you see your dad officially die?
No, but I was at the hospital. They pulled us out of the room when he crashed, just like they did with our mom.
Maybe this ooze stuff has something to do with that.
Maybe, or maybe it's another. What did they call it? Alternates. Or maybe my dad was an alternate. How does that work? If I was born in this timeline, am I an alternate because my parents might have been, or am I from this timeline?
The part about it, you're gonna give yourself a nosebleed.
Yeah, we really need one of those tuning fork things.
I think I got tapped with a tuning fork actually during the first crossover. I think he did everyone in the room.
Yep.
He did everybody in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I remember that.
So I guess that would mean even if I have questionable citizenship in this timeline, I am like in sync with it.
I mean, even if you were the child of an
But,
alternate,
Derek, you
you'd look better.
never saw even at the funeral, it was a closed casket, so you never actually saw your dad's dead body.
The last time he saw his dad had like 4th-degree burns all over his place. Half his face was crushed in.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad.
Crash. It was a really bad car crash.
It was really, really bad. Yeah, no, definitely. But
we're talking like both parents dead 12 to 48 hours.
You never saw, like, because they got him to the hospital and he was still alive at the hospital, and you and your sister were in the room when he crashed. They kicked you out, and then they said
they pulled
he
us
died.
out.
They said he died.
He might have had alternate universe magic.
Witness protection.
Or even...
Oh no, it was definitely Derek's dad that was all busted up.
We also don't know what Black is capable of. I mean, or how long he's been messing with people.
I mean, if we're giving dads back, is there like a wait list that can go on?
Yeah, all right.
This list is also 300 people long. However expansive this network is.
Look, the concrete information we have is that Tammy was getting her marching orders directly from the mayor. The mayor's probably the one we know is the most connected that we know of yet. I mean, this is just a list of names. It doesn't give us. We know it's a big conspiracy, but we don't know how deep any person on this list is, except the mayor. So you know what? To me, that seems like the place to go.
Dad or not, the only person I can ask about it is the mayor. Either way, unless Black wants to show up.
Yes, you can look through the list.
I won't invite her to the Animarium.
There's no one I
have anywhere.
There's several people you know on the list.
Shit.
Oh, we know none of these people are even aware of it.
You're a government worker. Of course, you're gonna know several people on this list.
Then you recognize the principal of these. In fact, you recognize several principal names.
Yeah, most principals are dicks.
You recognize. You recognize like a couple of the college professors' names, like the dean of admissions from the college is there.
I mean, I'm already in the school, so that's not my problem.
You just recognize certain, but one name.
I meant rich people names. I was like,
the only rich person name that really stands out to you is the mayor's cousin. In fact, something about that, like you start to look at those transactions, kind of like rings a bell for you, and something clicks. Your cousin had mentioned that Your cousin had mentioned that one of the other families had been approached about a buyout by this guy.
Is the mayor and her family like the one notable family in the town that's not part of like the Animarium circle?
Yeah, there's actually about 10 like notable families. Like been there for long periods of time, like early settlers of the area. The earliest and the oldest are all part of the original 5. But there are 5 more families that kind of came in afterwards that are very prominent as well. Most of them the mayor's family has held government positions for generations to some degree. They all seem to really want to work in the government. Certain others, like one of the real big families owns like a large chain of restaurants that has kind of expanded kind of beyond Turtle Cove.
I think like after explaining this to the rest of the, well, if we know everyone on this list is a good chunk of them are notable in some way, whether or not they're principals or at least a member of one of the most prominent families in the city. What's the easiest way to get them all in one place at once?
Threaten their money, I guess.
And the best way to do that is to throw a party.
There's a reason I love the way you think.
It's where all the deals happen, where everyone comes to me, especially after releasing this, the mayor's next campaign will be in jeopardy. So a public appearance would be on our radar to cover it, to make things seem a little smoother.
Yeah, where are we gonna find a place to host a party like this?
The theater's not shut. The theater's suspended its run.
I mean,
Natasha face palms.
Natasha does have a very large mansion that can definitely host a party.
There's a separate ring of the house for soirees. Yes.
There's a whole other can of worms that you guys are not even considering yet. Natasha, we're gonna come back to you being bougie ass rich again here in a second. But if we do this, it will start an entire news reports. There will be a mass hysteria about it. Bringing in, because that officializes the video that we are all Rangers. That officializes the leaks.
I mean,
I'm already
the
rich.
leaks are about as official as we can. I mean, freaking Adam went on TV and just told everyone to try to respect our privacy. That ship kind of already sailed.
And I'm rich already. Me throwing a party for no reason isn't out of the norm.
Yeah, but if they're working for Black, are they going to show up willingly, knowing you're a Ranger?
They aren't working for Black yet.
If it's more suspicious for them not to, seeing as they have to public identities to maintain.
What about Psycho Pink, guys?
More likely my house is going to get...
If Psycho Pink's coming to Earth, all 5 of us being in a very public location on a very public date and time with hundreds of civilians, she's going to come right to it.
I mean, would she come in front of that many civilians? I mean...
She can't get here that fast.
Also, who says they all have to be civilians?
What are you suggesting? Some of us come like...
Crossover number 3, baby.
Are you suggesting we show up like dressed up?
I'm saying we do a costume party, a masquerade ball.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Maybe masquerade. We cannot do general costumes, guys.
It's gonna be
we cannot. Okay, we cannot have a bunch of fake Rangers running around with targets on our backs.
What do you
We
mean?
invite-
I think me and Harris could make a great just horse costume.
Yeah,
We invite as many people as we can.
sure.
We, especially with people going missing, whoever doesn't, we could spread around that. Or I could at least spread around the upper echelon that whoever doesn't show up might be a little suspicious, especially if the outer family's family members aren't going missing. So if they
Right.
didn't show up, it looks bad for them. We
How do you
invite.
go from blackmailing the mayor to let's have a party?
We can have a party to blackmail the mayor.
I think it's a good idea. There'll be tons of it's either, the mayor either like
And
gives us what we want or we expose her in front of tons and tons of people. Like, it's a win-win.
And there have been
There is
other
a-
rangers are having very public issues with people who are public figures. I can invite them there too. That way, all of our enemies with something to lose are in one place.
There is a third option, though. If I'm saying there's a third outcome to this, Black could just send a monster in, disrupt the party,
Yeah.
force us to fully be on display, and the mayor slinks out while we're dealing with an actual clear and visible threat.
Okay, so we assign one person to keep tabs on the mayor at all times, no matter what happens.
I'll do it. It's my
Um,
party.
This is probably
Free
the worst.
security system.
Teddy kind of raises his hand. I don't know how stealthy y'all are, but with my dad's line of work, I picked up a few things. I'm relatively good at keeping myself hidden.
And who's to say we don't invite
Oh,
past public rangers as a show of good faith?
I don't
That
think
way we
that's a
have
good
to-
idea.
This whole situation is gonna be too chaotic to control.
So what if we, instead of making it a blackmail, we make it a kidnapping?
That's fine.
Kidnapping
That-
does not feel very rangery to me.
I don't think
I
Garrett
will-
can get away with a second kidnapping.
I mean, I don't know. I think we could pull it off. That public of a setting.
The first one was debatably not full kidnapping, but this is like we're planning a kidnapping.
Premeditated,
here.
yeah. Like,
This is a
like,
little bit much.
like
I
also know
don't.
two people
I
on
don't
the-
like it. But how else do
I-
you suggest that take her out as an element?
Take SPD into effect. They'll be here tomorrow.
Oh,
Possibly
I
take
could
her to
also-
custody.
give us till
I-
Friday to compile the blackmail. Blackmail the mayor. Even if she goes to black after that, we know that she only has two options. She either comes for us or gives us what she wants. Either
Right.
situations, we end up putting pressure on her to reach out to black.
at least it's one of Black's big players out of play either way. I still like Natasha's idea, guys. I think it's a lot of risk, but if we pull it off, it can work.
And
And I have a Frankenfurter costume that's been sitting in my closet for way too long.
This is why I said a masquerade party can't do fishnets at a big event.
Teddy kind of looks at the group. I'll be honest. If Psycho Pink can even get here that quickly, which I really doubt she can, because she's on the other side of the galaxy right now. If she's here by the time we throw this party, that would be shocking. But even
But
so, I want her to be here.
We
that's a
don't
big
know what technology she has from other universes.
I don't care.
Look, if we
I'll tell you
start
the
worrying,
She-
technology that's on the table.
guys, let's just deal with what's in front of us right now and what we can do. I've spent so much time worrying about what could happen and what we could have done differently that I need like 5 facial stat. So, can we just focus on what's in front of us and what we can accomplish?
I know it's risky, but right now she's on the back foot with information that's big enough where she has to talk about it, but small enough where it won't cause her to go into hiding. She has a reason to have public appearances. We can put her in a spot where she's around people, and even if it is attacked, it doesn't mean we'll be around her no matter what. And if while that attack is happening, somebody grabs her and drags her to the animarium, it looks less suspicious on our end.
So we're back to kidnapping, just with extra steps.
That's kidnapping under duress. That's premeditated kidnapping.
I never took kidnapping off the table.
We don't even don't know if these people are aware that they have the ability to siphon our power coins. They're going to throw us out on the field, and for all we know, we could lose everything we have for the grid. These things.
We've played it safe for so long, and look what we've lost. I'm done. We have to take a risk at some point, or we'll all end up dead. There are 5 people missing with biological connections to the grid. At this point, we don't know if they're siphoning off the energy they inherited.
I'm with Natasha on this one. The sooner we act, the better. And it's something we can accomplish right now. There's risks, but there's less chance the opportunity will slip from our fingers. We've been talking back and forth so long.
Shayla.
We have 3.
At this point, Shayla approaches. Sounds like you guys need to take a vote.
Exactly what I was about to suggest. Thank you, Shayla.
All in favor?
Of what?
Of which option?
Right,
all in favor of the party. All in favor of blackmail.
Blackmail's better than the full party.
Yes. What is your suggestion?
Not 2v2 on this one.
I thought it was. Wait, didn't Teddy raise his hand for the party?
Yep, I sure did.
Oh, shit.
It's 3 versus.
It's 3 to 2 right now.
Yeah, so I just abstained from the vote.
Because that's just straight up premeditated kidnapping.
I'm still saying we do all. Personally, I say we do all 3.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we have a plan. We voted. We have a plan, and we can execute the plan. And I'm not just saying this because I really want to put on the wig and fishnets.
Again, not doing a costume party.
Oh, I
and
thought
I'm
you said
totally not voting because Teddy wants someone to show up and try something so he can kick their ass.
Teddy
you and I have very different definitions of a masquerade ball.
Teddy, you still have Donkey Kruger's number, right?
Of course I do.
We might need security, and this seems like a place that might be attacked.
Well, SPD is coming tomorrow, so
Perfect.
It's all falling into place.
That's what I was saying. We could have her taken into custody instead of straight up kidnapping her.
We need more information. We need information, the type of information you don't tell the police.
But SPD doesn't have any jurisdiction in the matter. She hasn't done anything space related. This is all.
She's also human.
Actually, on here, she's one of these aliens. Her infected with this ooze. She is a threat.
But she's not. But she's still she's still from Earth. This would be more jurisdiction of the FBI or the CIA at that time.
There's
I mean,
the SPD officer standing behind you. I don't know if if the ooze is alien in origin, then it would be our jurisdiction, and I can petition Kruger.
That's him now.
Based on what you're telling me, this ooze is a catalyst, not so much a something that they're peddling. So that
Stems from an egg.
Did you just say egg? Big, purple, may have been in a claw.
I was about to
That-
ask if that was
that fit the
canon or not.
description? Does that fit
Oh
the
God!
description?
Not,
That fits the description exactly.
Question. So, since we have now seemed to have made that canon, would that whole adventure be in the Ranger logs?
No, that
Zordon
never happened.
died in that, so no.
Never happened.
Nope, that particular version never happened in this reality.
Not-
as far as
Bless you.
anyone knows, Ivan Ooze never was found.
Okay,
There's,
so we have to listen to the fucking speech about all the things he missed.
he goes, in one of the other in one of the other timelines that SPD reported to us.
I'm sorry.
There was-
How do you have connection to another timeline?
Time Force sent it back. They said, "Watch out for this." Several
Time Force. Sorry.
several decades ago at this point. When
Oh, if they sent it decades, why is this still around? If they told you to be on the look, I'm sorry. This just feels like you guys half-assed your job here.
we weren't on Earth yet.
You
when
didn't even vote. You literally just did not do your job.
He goes,
Hey, positivity, guys. Positivity.
regardless. It's very possible that Ivan Ooze or another creature similar to him may be involved. They are literally made of ooze. That sounds exactly like what you're describing.
Gross.
Yeah, they're
That's
gnarly.
quite-
They're gnarly. It's like giant boogers being thrown on you that are purple.
Ugh. You really didn't have to go that graphic with it. Like,
I encountered one when I was a cadet. He was a nice guy, but he was gross to look at.
We have possibly one other factor here. I don't know if it's relevant, but me to morph and try to pump as much grid energy through my suit as I can all at once.
Okay.
Think about the most stressful thoughts I can.
You do so. You pump through a lot of grid energy, and when you power down, your skin has a thin layer of blue ooze, and it is dripping.
Oh, Harrison, that just happens to a lot of men your age. It's fine. We don't need to. You don't need to be
Going
embarrassed
to-
by it.
I'm going
And-
to pull a huge mucusy booger off of my arm and drop it. Just like wipe.
I think they make
As
pills for
you
that.
do that, the scene shifts. We find ourselves in the mayor's office. She's looking at a report. How did they get this financial information? Who released this? Damn it. Somebody find me that pest. At once, Lady Mayor. At once. And her assistant comes running out, and she kind of gathers several other people. We've got to find Tammy, or the mayor's gonna lose her shit. And they all run, and you see several men all kind of jut out of the courthouse as the scene shifts. And that is where we will end today's episode of Power Rangers Savage Stampede. Join us next time as the Rangers plan a party.
Everyone's invited, don't worry.
We cake.
And
It's a lie.
will they find out more about Harrison's true nature? Will they discover who's exactly behind the ooze? And just what is Black planning? And how deep does this corruption truly go? Find out next time on episode 16-2. Same Ranger time, same Ranger channel.